puts herself into those positions. Actually, back in 2004, I took a tour of her medical marijuana dispensary just down the road a bit, and was really, really impressed with the way it was being run, the people that she was helping, the people she was serving. The local government was completely in accord with her. I think she even eventually won over the chief of police here. That you know, they see value. In fact, they found that a lot of the people that were out there selling illegal marijuana would kind of go away because they had no market anymore because people were coming to the next place. It's a disgusting thing that our government has done to this lady. And I don't understand it. It's usually, there's the old song, only the good die young. Well, it's only the better people that seem to feel the weight of the federal government involving these medical marijuana dispensaries. So I came up here, just came up this morning. Forrest Baker picked me up at San Francisco Airport. He'll deposit me back there. I just came up here to join Lynette and to be able to try to help her in this time of need, when she has helped so many in their time of need. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and I hope people are going to be generous, and I'm going to be generous too, to help this great lady. But before I do that, I would like to talk a little bit about Governor Gary Johnson. He called and asked if I would be his running mate. Came out of the blue. I didn't see this coming, and I told him, and I meant it, that there's no one that I would do this with other than him. He is the most qualified person to be President of the United States that I know of. Not because of just what he says, but because what he actually did. His track record in the state of New Mexico was sensational. And being a libertarian, we've never had a candidate like this, but that's not all that difficult to brag about, because neither of the Republicans had a candidate like this, and they certainly don't now, and neither of the Democrats, they certainly don't now. He is the most qualified person to be president that I know of. And honestly, I'll put my ego a little bit behind me. I think that I am the most qualified of the people to be vice president as well. And we'll try not to criticize them too greatly. Try not to criticize them too greatly, because none of them will have had judicial experience. But 25 years on the bench. Oh, here's my prop over here. Thank you. I like Sandra doing it better, but I appreciate it.
My daughter collected this.
That's right.
Took it home with her. He didn't bring this. I brought this. My daughter actually brought it. Sandra, come here.
Sandra, you're on. There you go. But the word is going out amongst, as I understand it, most of the medical marijuana dispensaries that are left still standing. Here she is. There. What do you think? Is that an improvement or what? But most of the medical marijuana dispensaries understand the reality, which is that it doesn't matter whether Governor Romney would be elected or Obama would be re-elected, they're not going to survive. The only hope of survival for medical marijuana dispensaries in the United States of America is Governor Gary Johnson. And they, as I understand it, are handing out our material to their patients, their people, because it's literally life or death for them. And there are other groups as well. There are so many without a voice in our society. People that are really wanting to be financially responsible have nowhere to go but Governor Johnson. People who really want to be socially tolerant have nowhere to go other than Governor Johnson. We are in the mainstream, folks. We as libertarians are in the mainstream. We are the only ones that are both socially tolerant and financially responsible. And the people will start to understand this. They will flock to this campaign. So we have divided our campaign into two phases. Well, three phases actually. We've accomplished the first because we have been nominated for president and vice president by the Libertarian Party. And thank you, and I appreciate that deeply. Number two, then, will end by the end of this September. If we are polling at 15% by the end of September, what difference does it make? Oh, a whole bunch, because then we will be part of the presidential debates. There will be 3 of them in October. By the way, there will be 1 vice presidential debate already scheduled in October as well, and we will participate. If that happens, all bets are off. All the rules will change. We will be seen as what we are, namely, we are viable, and they have 2 directions to go in, folks, in the United States of America. And the push is, if you are comfortable, if you are content with the leadership of our country in the last 12 years, fine, vote for the Republican, vote for the Democrat. But if you're not, you have only one place to go, and that is Governor Gary Johnson. How many people here are content with the leadership of our country in the last 12 years? And I don't see any hands where I would be going.
Anywhere you go.
You know, 80% of the people will agree with it. They're not content with that so-called leadership. And it doesn't matter regarding the whole war on drugs. Obama and Romney are together. We're not. We're different. Afghanistan, they're together. No, we're not. The so-called NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, you know, with all of the arresting and labeling someone a terrorist and keeping them detained without charges. Obama and Rama will do.
Obama.
That's it. Now I'm on to something here. They're just saying we're standing up for liberty. What is the soul of the United States of America? What is it that really sets us apart? Other than our work ethic and the rest, we're better looking, but the thing that sets us apart is our freedoms and is our liberties. And our freedoms and liberties are under attack by our very own government, by Mr. Obama, by Mr. Romney, not by Governor Gary Johnson. There is no legitimate choice to be made other than Governor Gary Johnson. So I'm as excited about this as anything in my lifetime, second only to the birth of my children. This is something that really, really fires me up. Our country craves not only what we talk about, but what Governor Johnson has done. They are so anxious to be able to have a choice. So, will it happen? 15% is reachable. We are polling now, depending on what time it is and what state, 7, 8, 9%. We're actually polling, in the last poll I've seen, 9% in Arizona, where we don't even really have a campaign active in Arizona yet. So we are there, more than halfway. That isn't even talking yet about the Ron Paul supporters coming aboard, a lot of Tea Party people coming aboard, people with medical marijuana community. We have endorsed the SAFE initiative here in California, which would repeal the death penalty in favor of life without possibility of parole. Obama, Romney, not a chance. We stand for these sorts of things. So we're going to be able to pull at 15%, and then you watch us go. You watch all of us go, because our theme is Governor Gary Johnson goes to Washington, we all go to Washington. Focus again on this as well. One of the strengths of our campaign is that we are not Republicans and we are not Democrats. Why? What difference does that make? Because they're so polarized. And you've all seen this. It's disgusting. It's despicable, and it's true. A Republican comes up with a good idea, the Democrats won't want that to happen at all because they might get credit, and vice versa. But we will be able to overcome that. We will have people in our administration based on merit. I don't care what political party they're from, certainly libertarians, but also Republicans, Democrats, independents. I don't know, but some of them, you know, we have an idea, and the Republicans normally would be against it, but we'll have people in our administration, the Republicans, and they'll say, come on guys, let's embrace this one. This is a good idea. We will be able to accomplish things that they will not. It is exciting. It's going to happen. We are going to win this election in November. We're going to get our country back. We're going to get our country back. If you take it personally, if you take it personally, you spread our message to your circle of friends. You take our message and you put it out to your email world and put your seal of approval on it and ask them to do the same with regard to their email world, friends, acquaintances, neighbors. And if a pollster calls you, don't hang up, for heaven's sake. Your vote is your own. If it has to be, it has to be. But at the moment, say, I'm going to support and vote for Governor Gary Johnson. Get us in the debates. We will make those debates, first of all, of course, much more interesting. And secondly, we will make those people discuss issues that they really deeply do not want to discuss. Marijuana issue, war on drugs issue, Afghanistan, all of these other things. This will occur. Be very, very healthy. So I appreciate your being here for libertarians, and I certainly appreciate your being here for my good friend and hero, Lynette Shaw. And so we need to raise some money for Lynette. We need to raise some money to help her in her time of need. That's why I'm here, and I hope that that's why you're here as well. To the degree that I haven't heard anybody offer anything more than a couple of dollars in there, but I have a check in my pocket for $500 for Lynette Shaw. And I will give it to her if I, in fact, can have at least another $1,500 to match it. Anybody able to help me write this check for Lynette to get her out of this misery that she is in, because she needs some help.
I'll go 250.
$250.
I'll go 100.
That's $350 that we have. Come on, we need some more help. Anybody? I will match the $350, but I have at least another
Got
100.
100.
There's another $100, so we're at $450.
We'll do 100.
There's another 100. That's $550. Thank you. Some more?
I'll go 50.
Another 50 is $600. Thank you. Some more? We need some help for this lady who is a hero, who has put herself out there for us. For us. And I think it's be very, very helpful to have us put ourselves out there for her now. Okay, think about it more if you would, please. Thank you for those of you. And I'm going to give her my check for $500, and then we have another $650 in addition to that. So Lynette, that will help at least a little bit. In the meantime, you have all these books. You just happened to bring them today?
Oh, I see. Well, in case you're interested, yeah, I published this book called Ron Paul for President in 2000. Well, sure.
Thank you again for the opportunity of being with you. Thank you so much. Don't forget, take it personally. Get this election going. You will never, ever be sorry. So thank you, and good luck, Lynette.
Okay.
Thank you.